Hey everyone, welcome to another game of Dominion. Let's see what we've got here. We've got Shelters, we've got Keep, we've got Obelisk, and Obelisk is on Remake. Remake good, what do we turn state? No, it's Shelters, isn't it? Which means they go into Beggars, or Estates. I don't like that. So I actually don't like Remake here, even though it's Obelisked, which means that I will probably either go Miser or Priest. Now, because we have Keep, I actually want to keep my coppers around. So I'm going to go for Miser instead. That's my thinking. I haven't even looked at the engine yet. There's lots of heralds. All right, there we go. That's the engine. Yeah, and I'll get a silver. So no new Menagerie cards on this board, sadly. There is an option, now Menagerie is released, to play with lots of Menagerie cards, but I actually didn't want to do that just because you end up with quite a lot of Menagerie cards, and I like to trickle in the cards, I think. Do I get a gold? Do we get a Miser? I don't like the gold. I do like the Miser. So I'll have 2 Misers and then I'll look to gain Heralds. That's what I think I'll do. May even consider a Smugglers. But I think that's too many terminals for now. In case my opponent gets more Heralds, then my Smugglers can also gain the Heralds. So here's where my opponent remaking the Shelters starts to become a problem. As they trash coppers, you see they go down in points. They lose like 5 points doing that, which is fine by me. Yeah, let's get another silver. I don't want too many. See, this is fine here. I could put a copper on the mat and I can gain a herald, so that's great. I'm okay to lose the silver split, honestly. That's what my opponent wants to do, because I'm sort of guaranteed to win the copper split at this point, right? Like, almost certainly. I can't remember, was there any plus buys at all? There was not, so if I get an 8th copper and they all end up on my tavern mat, every time I have a Miser, I gain a province, right? That sounds good. Do I want to gain that now? No, I will have another opportunity, I'm sure. Would like more heralds, though. They just give a bit of consistency. Because I'm not really getting rid of these Shelters. Maybe eventually I could get a remake, but not in a deck full of heralds. I don't like that. Here we go. So this is going quite well at the moment. Soon I want to consider another copper, just to get to 8. What do you do on 5? There are no 5 costs here, I just noticed. Noble Brigand is fine here, actually. I quite like Noble Brigand. I've got Hovel, so I'm going to Province right now, just to trash the Hovel, I think. This is another put a copper on my mat, gain a Herald turn, for sure. So opponent trashes the Necro. Gonna get rid of another copper, yes they are. So they have a Miser, don't they? They have 1 copper on the tavern mat. So that's quite poor. Putting just 1 copper on a tavern mat, you might as well have not bothered with the Miser if you're going to do that. This looks like the end of the line for my coppers. I do need 1 more. This may be the turn where I gain a copper, or my Herald might hit a Miser, and instead I'm getting a province this turn. Let's see. What did it do? Oh, it hit another Herald. Okay, well that's fine, because that means I can do this. At some point, I'm going to end up in a state where it's okay to gain a copper, but I would, of course, rather have the Heralds first. Don't overpay, because there was nothing in the discard. It wouldn't have done anything. That would be a nice autoplay option. Don't ask to overpay if there's nothing in the discard. I wonder if there's ever a situation, no, like where you would want to overpay for no effect. I don't think so. So my opponent suddenly gained a lot of points. Why is that? Because they got bank and they got gold. So this is just a simple buy a province while I can. Do I gain a bank or a gold like on my first? I don't think so. I think I let my opponent just have them, maybe. So I have 6. I have one more herald. Here I'm not going to play the herald because that will trigger a shuffle and I want my misers to go back in the shuffle. So I'm just going to necro, miser for profit, buy a province. This is another province. I may never get that 8th copper at this rate. So keep is normally very, very strong, right? Like my opponent is getting quite a lot of points instead of provinces, getting it from keep, and he has money. But, you know, it's his turns are only going to be so good, and he is behind, which is important for me. Because one of these days I'm not going to be getting this province. And that's my opponent's chance to catch up. Although he's 10 points behind, and he is winning. I think he's got 15 points from keep, and then 6 from province. No. I must have an extra estates. Yeah, he must have estates that he's not trashed yet. Yeah, I think he does. That's how this works. So all I need here... There we go. Got there. Phew. Right, well, that was a simple miser game. In the end, the keep points, like the fact that I had an extra 5 from copper. No, I had 10, didn't I? Because I gained 5 and my opponent lost 5. So actually, keep did matter. Miser was the correct choice because I gained a lot of points. The obelisk was sad, didn't really matter. I don't like remake when there's shelters. And heralds, there's no engine, but they give you a lot of consistency for hitting those misers. The silvers in the end were actually okay, I think. What was the cards like? Yeah, I lost those 3, but it didn't matter. 6 provinces. Yeah, it's hard. Even with keep, if your opponent gets 6 provinces, that's quite hard to come back from. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that game. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.